Welcome back to Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. I'm Ascetic. With me again is Matt Rocks 101.
Hey, I'm Matt.
Canuck.
Hey.
And Daffodil.
Hello.
Yeah, so today we are heading to the next level, New York City.
New York.
I think you, yeah, NY City, New York.
And so just like School 2, this level is sort of a compilation of popular or famous spots in the skateboarding scene in New York City, which once again, I'm gonna sound like I'm reading out of a textbook since I'm not really part of the scene, but you've got the Brooklyn Banks, you've got Central Park. I think Joey's sculpture's a real thing or based off a real thing as well.
It's real. I don't know if anyone's ever skated on it, but...
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you got the taxis that run you over.
Just like,
Just
that's
like New
a
York.
staple of New York from what I remember.
Yeah.
I'm
You got
walking
the-
here.
Yeah, I'm skating here. And I guess I'll mention it because, again, I only played the N64 version. I know. They're always in the worst place. It's in Cetic's Tony Hawk Law. But a crazy thing about New York City, at least on the PlayStation 1 version, at about a minute in the ambiance track are the sound of gunshots and then people screaming.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
I've never known that.
That was taken out of the N64 version, of course, which I played as a kid. So I think it's coming up.
Yeah, Nintendo doesn't like violence.
Yeah. Maybe you have to be near Central Park to hear it, but it's...
No, I
it's
actually
there.
heard it. I heard it.
Oh, yeah. Weird. But, yeah. NY City has a lot of cool different areas, and like the previous levels, it's got a whole extra kind of separate area, the Brooklyn Banks, that we will get to eventually. Might take me a little bit in this.
Oh my God!
Ouch.
There we go.
Dead. They killed
That's the
Elisa
hat trick.
Steamer. They killed her.
Yeah. What can I say? But yeah. How do you guys? What are you guys' experiences with this level?
I always thought this was interesting because this was like, the what's it called? Like the city level on the previous Tony Hawk game, but this one was much smaller. I think like a lot of the levels are much smaller in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, which I always thought was pretty interesting because they don't feel like they're as massive. If that makes sense.
You
They
think
feel
about
like
the whole footprint, and especially with the Brooklyn Banks edition, it is fairly large, but it sections that off to where most goals, it's not like you have one letter of skate over here and then you have to get all the way over to the banks to get another letter. They make sure that what's over there is fairly well contained. That's really the thing, where the goals are always laid out so that they make sense. I'm again thinking of games like TJ Lavin or Gravity Games Bike, where you'd have to traverse the entire level to do parts of a goal, and it just got annoying.
Or you gotta smash 3 computers and they're all in the same office.
Yeah. Gravity Games Bike was either you've got to go across the level back and forth like 3 times to do a goal, or you've got to find the one room where every, smashable thing is located next to each other.
I feel like the level design in general is the biggest step up from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. I feel like that's what cemented Tony Hawk as legendary whenever the levels got this good, if that makes sense. Because I feel like
Right there.
jump
I
was
can't
a
believe
huge
you made
pain.
that first try.
Yeah, no,
Jump
I
off
was actually
that
about
lip
to
is
say
a
that's
pain.
really impressive.
Oh yeah, and then trying to get the $250 icon took me
Yep.
4 minutes.
Yeah, no.
I just cut out, my run where I just tried it over and over and over.
Yep. Okay.
Because you'll get so close over and over.
The pigeon fucking pudding gap.
This
Yeah.
is exactly what I was
Counselor
doing
was
my
here.
entire life.
Yeah, I recently 100%ed this game, and even then, this jump I still can't
Why
consistently
didn't
get.
they just put a kicker here? Why
Yeah,
do
no.
you have to boneless off of the tiniest lip?
I've 100%
Okay, well, you know what?
of this
take,
game.
Take that part out of what I was saying about how the level design is improved, okay?
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
just
no.
subtract
That's our
this one
one
area
complaint.
from it.
Another
We'll say it's
thing
better
I love
overall.
about this level is the way that the goals contribute to how the level changes. Like, you get the subway tokens to open up the subway. And like,
Yeah, I showed that off, like, as a kid, or playing on native hardware that's at, like, 240p, you probably can't read the sign that's on the gate. But that gate does say, need 5 subway tokens to unlock it.
Oh, sweet.
Yes. This is
I showed
I
that
did
off
not
at
know
the
that.
end of the first run.
Yeah,
Well,
I saw you stop in there.
Yeah, on that gate, it actually says, basically, that you need to complete the subway token objective first. Which I think is the first time you need to do a certain objective to open a later one.
Is that
Yeah.
does that show up more in this? In this game? I'm trying to think of other times where you have to do that.
Yeah, I don't...
not necessarily like a goal, but in Philly, you gotta grind that
drain
one
the
wire
fountain.
to knock down the gate.
Oh, that,
And-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That unlocks
Yeah.
like the skate park area, and that has like 2 or 3 goals in it.
Right.
Interesting.
Right.
Oh, wow, they gave you a lot of points for a car plant back then, huh?
Yeah, well,
I remember as the games goes on, that gets worth less and less, I guess, because, cars don't kill you in later games like they do in the first two.
yeah, these taxis are out for blood. Yeah, so it was tough for me to really consolidate goals and cash and such into just a couple runs for this level. I basically had to dedicate a whole run to getting that $100. That was high up on the balcony there, and then dedicate
Oh!
There it is.
yeah, and then dedicate a run to basically going after that first.
Yeah, and if you like don't get that cash first try, if you're going for like a full combo run or whatever, it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I've 100%ed this game like at least 20 times.
See, now this is my experience with Tony Hawk right there, what you're doing.
Yeah.
Bumping
Yeah, no.
off all the walls.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
Anywhere, yep.
Here I execute a maneuver called fast riding. I'm able to do that because I'm playing a Tony Hawk game instead of another dumb bullshit extreme sports game where you go slow as shit. And in this game, your character actually has speed, which is mostly a good thing. But
In this game, you're allowed to perform a secret maneuver, a pro gamer move that's known as having fun.
yeah, yeah.
Come on. Like,
Unlike,
that's exactly.
in other
No,
extreme
I'm not
sports
mad at you, but that's exactly the shit I did constantly playing this game as a kid. Bouncing off the wall back and forth trying to get anywhere because I was a dumb kid and I couldn't figure out this.
Oh, here it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why
it's
this
all
gave me
coming
so
back.
much trouble.
It's all
Look at
coming
your
back
flat
now.
escalator too.
I remember. Okay, this is
Nice
not an
panning
excuse.
texture.
This is not an excuse. But I woke up one morning to start recording Tony Hawk, and by this point, like, my window faces south, and so the sun was straight up getting in my fucking eyes by this point. Like, I stopped recording after this level because I was like, I can't see my screen anymore. Whatever. But okay. So we grinded the subway rails.
Excuses.
We grinded the subway rails, and we've made our way over to the Brooklyn Banks. This is a huge area in skateboarding culture, but I believe it's, like, not been destroyed, but at least shut down to the general public.
They've like dirtied it up and like made it less than skatable, and there's always guards there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man,
I did
What's
not
his
know
name? John
that.
Hill did a video, and he got kicked out within like 10 minutes after like
Yeah,
trying to skate what was left of it.
I think the session devs posted a video of them like covertly filming like some skaters skating there as part of their like recon for like building the Brooklyn Banks in the game.
Interesting.
Oh, nice. That's a tough jump too.
I don't think I've ever actually grinded that rail. I've always just like lined up the jump directly with the dollar sign and then just jumped at it. I didn't know you could grind that rail.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole gap there. In fact, like, this is another level where there's a lot more gaps than you think there are. Like, look up a, New York City Tony Hawk 2 gaps compilation video. I know there are, like, 2, at least on YouTube. And there are so many where you're like, what? Like, the pillars over there in Brooklyn Banks, those pillars act as quarter pipes. And so you can jump between them and get a gap.
I
And
never
look
knew that.
dope doing it.
I didn't know that. So yeah, I left one cash pickup over there because this is like the hardest cash pickup in the freaking game for me to get.
Fuck
I
this
don't know
cash
why.
pickup.
But
Which one is it?
But it also a rail is supposed to drop and let you just grind up. But I guess if that doesn't happen,
Oh, yeah.
you can get your way into the Brooklyn Banks that way via a wall ride.
Nice
But yeah,
little Wally.
This $50.
Oh, this one, yeah. I always come at it from the top.
Am I
the bank?
doing this right? Like,
No, I don't think so.
It's like not lined up with any of the jumps. So yeah, it's hard.
It's fucked up. The way you either do it is you jump off it from that ledge to the left, or what you do is you go off to the banks like on the far right, and you jump at it like using the banks as a ramp towards it. You like boneless off those. But like, yeah, this one
love
is
this
almost
footage.
as annoying as the pigeon pudding gap.
I love this footage so much.
Yeah.
It proves I'm human, I guess. I don't know. But yeah.
Sped up lagwagon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and then when I get like such a great jump that there's no way I'd have missed it. It's like, what? But I guess when in doubt, get your special meter up. That'll give you more speed. That'll probably get you what you need to do.
That's
Yeah.
just
Ace Ventura.
finding $25,000 laying around skateboarding that you just.
I was
pick
gonna
up.
say, like, who's putting random $50 bills on wires right in front of where I'm trying to
Fellow
skateboard and like
skaters.
floating
This is
them
how
there?
skaters survive. They pass it on.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
it's like, come on, man. Why can't you just give me the money? Why you gotta make me do like
You
a
gotta prove
jump
you're cool
for it,
enough.
asshole?
dude, this is like you remember SSX 2012 and the geotags? This was the predecessor. Skaters leaving $50 bills where they'd want fellow skaters to jump to or something.
This game was actually connected to the internet. Those were actually like dollar bills left by other skaters.
Yeah.
It was the Dark Souls of skateboarding games.
Oh my God, Matt.
Dark Souls is the Tony Hawk of
Matt.
action RPGs.
So
Yeah, Dark Souls is the Tony Hawk of action RPGs.
Yeah, fuck that
actually.
one guy who put the money atop the sculpture.
yeah. So as I mentioned earlier in part 2's video, even though street skating is, way improved due to the manuals and being able to channel that stuff together, you will need to get your air, ollie, hang time, speed stats up to near max pretty quickly due to things like that $250 on top of the sculpture, or especially in the next level, Venice Beach. A couple things in there, another cash pickup, the hidden
One of the
tape,
VBs.
and one of the transfers you'll need to do. So that's where I'm putting my points in. But yeah, next time we'll head to another sunny California spot, Venice Beach. See you then.
Hey.